Here at Matson Motor Works, we're going to change springs on a car hauler, bringing a floor jack underneath the side supports of the car trailer, lifting it up. I'm going to use a 6-ton stabilizer, or there you see on the back, bringing it. It's a little overkill, but I wanted the height with the firm base. Taking the wheel off now. Take both wheels off. You're going to need them off anyway. Put your jack back under the axle, supporting it so it doesn't fall down and jerk your brake lines out. And then take the spring plate off underneath the springs here. Then go up to the spring shackle bolts. They're 13/16 with a 7/8 nut on the back. And the spring shackle bolt, or the spring plate bolts, were also 13/16. We're taking this out on the spring shackle, and we'll do it both the front and the rear, and we'll get ready to bring in the new spring. Finished up taking off that spring plate here, the hold down plate. When the new spring comes in, it actually has a pin on the top, right in the middle, and a pin on the bottom. And the pin on the top of the springs goes in the spring mounting pocket on your axle, and your spring plate on the bottom, that pin goes on, and then your U-bolts go in the 4 holes. And so here, I put my spring shackle on the front first, and then rotated the back up, and then put the spring shackle bolt through. These are special bolts. You can't just go to the local hardware store and pick up a 5/16 bolt for it. So make sure that if yours are bad, you get new ones. And we finished that and tightened them and torqued them to 75 foot-pounds on the front and the rear. And now we're getting ready for the spring plate that'll go up in that pocket on the axle. That's the mounting. And once you run those up, you can torque those to 75 foot-pounds also. And you can lower the jack now. You can move to the back axle. Do the same thing, support it, take the spring shackle bolts off the spring plate. Here's the new spring going in as we put the spring shackle bolt back in. You may have to just fiddle with these a little bit. Use some nice Rust-Oleum or PB Blaster and get your rust off the bolts and nuts. Then push those back through. Here we are using the U-bolts and the spring plate on the bottom. And we're going to make sure we watch and we line those pins up in the hole and get those U-bolts through the 4 pockets and tighten that down, and then you can torque that to 75 foot-pounds. You can also tighten these down or torque them to 75 foot-pounds, whichever you prefer. Bringing in the new tires with the chrome center caps and lugs, putting those on. I torqued these lug nuts to 80 foot-pounds, and that's it.